From the Oklahoman newsroom, this is an OSU and varsity update. I'm Jenny Carlson, talking to Jacob Unruh, who's on the phone. And Jacob, the reason it's an OSU and varsity update is because we've got a little crossover news here. Barry J. Sanders, the former Heritage Hall standout who spent the last 4 years at Stanford, told you on Tuesday that he's been granted his release and is maybe looking to move to OSU. What did come out of that conversation when you did talk to Barry J.?
The one thing that stood out is, that he was very grateful for his time at Stanford. He's getting a degree in June. But he's ready to move on. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is in front of him. He's not going anywhere, obviously. So I think he's ready to move on after playing sparingly. And he basically said, I want to find a common ground with Oklahoma State. When I specifically asked him about the Cowboys, that's his response was, I haven't talked to him yet, but my plan is maybe we can find a common ground. So it kind of sounds like maybe that might be where he's leaning, though he wouldn't really say any other schools that he would consider either. I think he's still just now weighing his options now that he can start talking to people and has his official release to any school outside the Pac-12.
Yeah, and as he said to you, Pac-12 schools, he can't go to any of those. But Stanford really the cream of the crop right now in the Pac-12, so he didn't really seem to indicate that was a thought for him. So I guess he's probably looking, maybe closer to home. And obviously his dad's legacy at OSU, that has to be a draw to him as well.
Yeah, you would think so. He said he's talked to his dad and mom about their decisions and didn't really say much about what his parents have said to him or anything. But, I know from talking to people around him that playing at Oklahoma State is a draw. Following his dad's legacy for 1 year is a draw. And I know his dad's behind it from talking to other people too, that, this is something that could be really cool for Oklahoma State, for the fans, on the football field, because he's a pretty good running back who's just stuck in a position where he's behind one of the best players in the country. And so I think this could be a really good thing if it happens to work out.
Jacob, finally, did he say anything to you about just the situation at OSU? I mean, their run game obviously struggled this last season, an offensive line that really had difficulty finding its footing when it came to blocking for the run game. Chris Carson will return, Rennie Childs will return. Did Barry J say anything just in terms of, the state of OSU's running game?
No, he didn't really elaborate. He basically kind of kept it quiet and said that, he doesn't really, I think, want to comment too much on things yet until he knows an idea of where he's going for sure.
Yeah, well, we'll obviously continue to follow that. We're sure that Oklahoma State fans will be interested to know what Barry J. Sanders decides. And obviously, school's starting at OSU here in the next week or so, so we know a decision will be coming soon. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.